A couple just some varied things I want to show you guys and just some variety of stuff here that I've been kind of digging around, looking at. Here's your strength of schedule as we head into this season. Of course, this is going to be based on last year's strength of schedule. Another thing that does it to me, again, you try to build your parts into where you're going to forecast a team. I think some of this comes into play a little bit as well. You can see the Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, Chicago Bears, Carolina Panthers, Chargers all coming in with a very low percentage rate on their opponents. We've got the Cleveland Browns with the highest strength of schedule in the National Football League. The Ravens right behind him, the Steelers in there. Sorry, Russ. It can be easy there. Texans in there as well, Green Bay. So a lot of these teams that are even going to be really good teams this upcoming year are looking at over 500 records, at least as far as the schedule looks on paper. And I know the prior year is not always a good metric. I've got something for those people in the chat that say something about that here. I've got you. I know. I got you. But if we do look at the Seattle Seahawks here, they do sit pretty far down on that list, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20th, 21, 22, where the winning percentage of their opponents this upcoming season is .488. So below 500 record for their opponents from the prior year. Not too bad for the Seahawks this year as you look for them to try to make a playoff push. That definitely does help. And this matches up when you've looked at the schedule where you can see the games on the schedule having not the gauntlet of last year and not as many as tough opponents as last year maybe. It's not an easy schedule necessarily, but just not as daunting as last season. This is the strength of schedule based off of the Vegas forecasting win total. So all of these teams in the NFL have been forecasted by the Vegas to win a certain amount of games. And so let's base the strength of schedule off of what they're saying with that, because Vegas does very often tend to be right. They've got money on the line, right? They got reason to be right. And if you notice on this one, it's kind of funny. The strength of schedule on this one, after this is adjusted for the Vegas forecast, which is more now about what's coming forward in the year, not what happened prior, of course, still has Seattle right at 500. So right at a 500 record for your opponents this year, even with the Vegas forecasted record. Just something interesting for you to maybe turn over and think about here, but not a tough strength of schedule. Just another little thing that bears in for me when you look at the season and making those record predictions.